Do not panic. I repeat, do not panic. I have everything to ease your anxiety. Yes, travel nurse rates are dropping, but it's not the end of the world. Hey guys, it's Christina and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about travel nurse rates. They are dropping. Yes, that is true. But I have 10 things you can do to prepare for these rate drops, and I just want you to know that it is not permanent. So just breathe. breathe. Okay, so I just signed my second contract and I start in a few weeks, and I have to say I still am getting paid a lot of money on this new contract. So they do exist. They're out there. If you're curious how much money I make as a travel nurse, I have an entire video about that. So I'll leave that at the end. Are travel nurse rates dropping? Yes, but here's why we're not panicking. Number one, it is known in the travel world that summer rates are lower than the rest of the year. That's just common. It's not just this year. That is every year. Pre-COVID, summer rates were always lower. There's less hospitalizations. Things like the flu aren't going around. COVID numbers are dropping. Lots of reasons. So use this time in the summer to take a vacation, work on yourself, or pick up a travel nurse job in a location that you want to be in and kind of like have fun with the travel experience this summer. One thing you really need to remind yourself is that you're still making money, way more money than you were as a regular nurse. That is something that we all need to remind ourselves, especially when you get these contracts that are not as much as they were before. Trust me, you are probably making still 3 times as much money as you would be if you were working in a hospital as a full-time nurse. Number 3 to remember is it's a game. Travel nursing is a game. It is just one of those things. There's going to be an ebb and flow to it. There's going to be super intense high rates, and then they're going to kind of stabilize for a little bit, and then they're going to get high again. It's a roller coaster, and you gotta ride the roller coaster and ultimately just have fun with it. Pick a location you want to go in. I think that's the most exciting part of travel nursing is like, ooh, what location am I going to go next? And I kind of like try to decide like, okay, where can I get the best deals on rent but also have the most amount of fun? So here is a big tip at number 4, invest your money. Like I said, it's a roller coaster. There's going to be really high rates, then you're going to kind of stabilize. So the best thing you can do with your money is invest it. Now, I am not an investment banker. I don't know anything really about any of that. So the best thing you can do is hire someone who is an expert. That's what I did. I also moved all my 401ks from my full-time jobs. I hired an investor. They moved all my 401ks. We moved over to a Roth IRA, so that's an option. But honestly, the best thing you can do is hire an investor. You don't have to pay them every month. They'll just take like a little percentage out of what they're making for you. It's something really worth doing, really worth looking into. You are going to have a lot more financial freedom if you invest your money. And in my opinion, the best way to do that is to leave that to the experts. So this is one of my favorite tips because I'm obsessed with it. And it's to keep a pulse on what's happening in the travel nurse industry, especially with the rates. So I'm still in a contract right now, but I still love weekly to check the nurse rates on my recruiter website. So basically what I do is weekly I go in, I look at my specialty and I just start searching, and then in my search results, go from highest to lowest, and I start looking at what the pay rates are. It gives me an idea of what states are paying the highest, and it gives me an idea of where the market is in travel nursing. So I kind of always have my finger on the pulse of what is happening, and I just feel like that sets me up for success because I kind of am not like shocked when it's time for me to find a new travel job and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what happened to the rates? So it's really good to always just be on top of what is happening in our industry. So tip number 6, not to panic. And this one I'm actually really bad about doing, but this one is shop around at agencies. You are the CEO of your nursing license. You do not need to stay with one agency forever. I will say I currently am really happy with my agency. I really like my recruiter. I get along really well with him. I feel like he has my best interests at heart. So I've been kind of sticking with that agency. I currently work with Aya. However, I did have an agent over at Maxim Healthcare and I did not like it. I didn't have a good experience, so I never signed a contract with them. So once I went over with Aya, I just had a really good experience. And so far, I'm going to keep working with them for now. but it is always good practice to work with multiple agencies. And at the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. Remember, these agencies are a business. They're out to make money, just like you're out to make money. So you want to go with the agency that's going to pay you the most amount of money, or that is going to provide you with the services that you want. Remember, as a travel nurse, you're running your own business, so you don't have to stick with the same agency, okay? Do what's best for you, and that means shopping around. Another reason not to panic right now, and something that you can do, is build your network. The Travel Nursing Network is incredible. There are so many Facebook groups you can join. There's also just so many nurses that you meet while traveling, and just keep in contact with them. Keep in contact with your previous managers. You never know when another opportunity will come up. I work with a travel nurse right now who used to work at the location we're in together 2 years ago, and she saw that it opened up. She saw that the pay was 5 times more than it was when she did it 2 years ago. And she actually texted the manager and said, "Hey, I just applied. Can you look for my application?" And she got the job. So it's so important to network. Keep those managers' phone numbers, keep nurses that you work with, keep their numbers. I think speaking to other travel nurses is really beneficial because they maybe have gone to other hospitals that you haven't gone, and can kind of give you a heads up of like, "Hey, go here, it was awesome," or "B, avoid it, it's terrible." It's always good to network. So if you are panicking about the rates going down, one thing you can do is get a PRN job back at home, wherever your home state is. You could just go work there for the summer. Just do what you got to do until the rates pick up to your satisfaction. So this is a tip that I'm personally going to be using. And at tip number 9, go get licensed in other states. I currently have a compact license, which covers a lot of the states, like I think like 40 something of them, but there are a few states out there that do not have compact license, so you have to get them individual. So referring back to tip number 5, where I said, keep a pulse on the travel nurse industry, because I've been doing that, I know that Oregon and Washington constantly have extremely high paying jobs. So you should look into those states. Also, California always pays well. Just this is a great time to start working on getting your license in those non-compact states. Or if you don't have a compact license, you should definitely get one. Whatever license you don't have, now is a great time to get one. And tip number 10, this hopefully gives you extremely high motivation, but trends have shown, whether COVID related or not, that rates pick up again in the fall and winter because of things like the flu, and just people get sicker with the colder weather. So if you're going to take some time off in the summer, I would start looking again in September, and you're going to see that the rates are picking up. But if there's anything I can tell you, is that I'm still getting paid a lot of money, even in my new contract here that's going to be starting in May. So rates are still pretty good. You can go check out this video next and see what I currently make as a travel nurse in my current assignment, and it's pretty good. I think you're gonna agree. I'll see you over in that video. Bye.